tables, you'll have to go to your insert button, your tab, and from here you can choose table. Now when you click on that, you have a choice of all these different buttons. Alright, so this is one column, two columns, three columns, and now we got 3 rows. So I'm going to pick one that's going to be 6 columns by 4 rows, let's say. And when I click on this, that's how many I'm going to get on my sheet. Now, when your table comes up, two things that stand out. If you put your mouse on the table, you'll see this little button, which allows you to select your table and actually move your table if you wanted to. Okay? And the other one down here is your sizing node. This allows you to size your table in a lot of different ways. So it allows you to size your rows and your columns at the same time. Now those two buttons disappear if your mouse isn't over top the button. So to see them again, you need to come over your table. When you've got your table selected, you've got up here, you've got a main tab up here that says Table Tools. And you've got 2 tabs dedicated to Table Tools. You've got Design and you've got Layout. I'm going to deal with Layout first. A lot of the main tools are on the Layout tab. The Design has mostly to do with when you're done, when you want to make your table look good, you can then go to Design and make some alterations. So from here, I'm just going to size this, bring it back out a little bit. Now, I'm going to start, I guess, over here. Your Delete button. You can select this whole table and hit Delete on your keypad, and all you're doing is deleting the contents of the table, not the actual table. If you wish to delete any elements of the table, you have to select them first, and then you have to come here. So if you want to delete, let's say, this row, this is how you select a row. You go just above, column. That's a column, okay? So that's how you select a column, and this is how you select a row. You'd have to come right to the right of it here and select the whole row. So that's how you select columns and rows. Now, if I want to delete a column, I would select the column and then come here and ask delete column, right? And now that column is gone, I can bring it back by hitting undo. If I want to delete the table, I would also come here and say delete table. So that's how you delete tables, columns, rows. I'm going to bring it back in, of course. I'm going to go table, and I'm going to go 6 by 4 again, I guess. And for some reason the Design tab comes up. That wouldn't have been my choice. I would have asked for the Layout tab to come up automatically because that seems to be where most of my tools are. If I decide that I missed a row, or I got an extra one, or I want to delete or add, if I want to add a row or a column, so here we can now select a column and say that we want to insert to the right or insert to the left. Now it'll know that it's a column that goes to the left or to the right. So if I hit that, now I have 7 columns instead of 6. Same idea, if I want another row below or above, I would insert above or I would insert below, depending wherever your insertion point is. So it makes it very easy to add rows or columns to your table if you decide to change your mind on what it is you want this table to look like. So that's what those buttons do. Now, merge cells. Sometimes you'll insert a table and you realize the first row, you would like that to be like a title. So you want, instead of several columns, you want one big column. So you can say merge cells. So now that first one, that's one big cell right there, and you'll be able to put like a title in there very easily. The reverse of that is split cells. So if you had one big cell and you wanted to make it into 7 equal cells, you would ask to split cells and then just type in the number that you want, and then it would split that evenly right through. So those are merged cells and split cells. They do the opposite of one another. Now, I'm going to mess up this table a little bit. I'm going to change the sizes of some things. Okay, now we have an imperfect table. If you want your columns and your rows to be the same size, this is the next tool for you. So I would select all of my columns, and I would ask for this button right here, distribute columns evenly, and that would make all your columns the same width. The button above it does the rows. So if I want all the rows to be the same height, I would hit this button. Now, of course, if you have a bunch of text in there, and you can't make it any smaller, then that's your limiting factor. But when you've got an empty table like this one, it's very easy to make all the cells the exact same height and width. Now, as far as the text inside of a cell, You can type um, text in a cell, of course, and the default setting is that it's going to be top left aligned. However, you're not stuck with that. Now I'm going to stretch this table just so that you can see what I'm doing here. So this one's obviously top left. You have 9 choices here. If you've ever seen, there's a game show on television and they have people scattered all over the place, right? They got 9 people and you got somebody at the top left. Well, this is similar to that. I think it's called the Hollywood Squares. So here I can go top center or top right, or I can go middle left, middle right, or bottom right, bottom middle, bottom left. So you have 9 choices as far as where you put your text inside of a table. Your text or your numbers, or your text or your numbers. Those are your 2 choices. You can actually flip your text direction as well, so it can be going down or up or straight across, as we usually do. So those are your main features inside uh, on this toolbar. We may visit some others later, but for now, that's what I wanted to visit. We're now going to go to Design View, and from here, we can quickly format our table and make it a different style. Similar to the styles that we've learned in Word, you can apply a style to your table quickly and easily. I'm going to go back to the default of just a plain table and show you that you can actually do it manually as well. So you can select your table and you can ask for different types of shading if you wanted to, right throughout if you wanted. Borders, you have so many choices with borders. Any given cell, you can alter the top, the right, the bottom, or the left border. So I'm in, let's say I'll pick this cell right here. So for this cell, I can ask for no borders. So as you see, this cell now has no borders. I can choose any style. I can choose any color for any one of the 4. So it gets to be kind of crazy as far as your choices are concerned. So if I wanted, let's say, a double border, nothing happens, because what I need to do now is I need to tell it where do I want the double border. So for this cell, if I wanted the double border at the top, I would say at the top. And because I've got double selected, I'm going to get a double border at the top. Now, if I want a double border, but I want it to be blue on the right hand side, same idea. I would choose double from here, and then I would come here and say blue. Like, once again, nothing's going to happen until I come here and say, now I want that on the right hand side. So all these choices, so all you need to do is be in a cell or select a group of cells that you wish to affect, and you would choose the style. Nothing happens. You would choose the color. Once again, nothing happens until you come over here and you say, where do I want that to be applied? If I wanted that at the top, I would say at the top. So I got a double orange border at the top. And of course you got your fill. So you can fill any cell or groups of cells very, very easily. Now those are the main style features.